Hey everybody, it's Karen at Simply Living for Him. I'm here to do my daily devotional. These are found on my YouTube channel as well as in the Simply Living for Him online women's community. So if you enjoy them, I'd love for you to join us in the community, or you can subscribe to the YouTube channel. So today I wanted to talk about something that kind of came to mind this morning. I already posted it on Instagram and I felt like I would expand on it here in this devotional. My mission at Simply Living for Him is always to point you to Jesus. It's my mission to kind of help you to filter out all the noise of this world. And right now it's a quite, noisy world, and to help you to really be focused back on Jesus. It's funny because I started these devotionals way back in March. When we had just been as a country placed in a lockdown and quarantine time, and I thought this is a great way to offer some encouragement and do what I can with Simply Living for Him to reach people. And here we are. I never expected, to be continuing with this way out in November. And now we have a whole new set of problems, I feel like, going on, and a whole new, set of circumstances that we are maybe feeling despair about, or, worried about, or just down about. But I wanted to remind you of what happened to me this morning. And like I said, I posted this on Instagram earlier, but I had come down for breakfast and I looked out my back screen doors off my kitchen, and I was just so struck because there was this bright morning moon over there in the sky. Like you could see right over by my barn, this just bright moon. And it's one thing when you notice the moon shining brightly in the sky in the evening, but there's something about that day moon. And I just, got struck by it. And so I looked at it and I was like, you know what? There is such a comfort right now in that moon. And immediately I thought to myself, that is the same moon that perhaps, Paul glanced up at as he was being taken off to prison, or perhaps in prison, glancing out the window. That is the same moon that Paul looked at in times of stress. I thought to myself, that is the same moon that, soldiers over the years, whether overseas or at home, separated away from their families, that is the same moon that they looked at through all their hard times. That is the same moon that perhaps people like Corrie ten Boom glanced up at as she was being taken off to a concentration camp. That is the same moon that Jesus perhaps glanced at while hanging on the cross. What a comfort to realize that we are never alone in our struggles, that all of humanity since the beginning of time has gone through struggles and suffering and trials. And, there's always evil in this world. What a comfort to look up at that moon and think to myself, Jesus looked at that same moon. Paul looked at that same moon. It's a constant reminder that God is and always will be. He is always constant. He has been there. His creation shows us He has been there forever. That moon placed perfectly in that sky, in those heavens, has never changed position. It is exactly where it's supposed to be, right? It's always there. What a reminder. It says in Psalm 89:37, like the moon, it shall be established forever. A faithful witness in the skies. That's like exactly what I thought this morning. That moon is a faithful witness that God is on the throne now and forevermore. And then I saw in Psalm 8:3, when I look at your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars, which you have set in place. God is on the throne. God has set that moon in place, and God is on the throne. And it also reminded me of how the moon is this beautiful light in the sky, yet it has no light of its own. Its purpose, is to reflect the sun's light. And it shows us this great, beautiful light in the sky, yet it doesn't have any light on its own. It solely reflects the sun's light, just as we are to reflect the sun, S-O-N, Jesus's light. And so, in a very, very dark time right now, and we might be headed for even darker times, our job as Christians is to shine that light, just like that moon in the sky, that we reflect Jesus in the darkest of nights, and even in those beautiful morning times. We reflect Jesus. That is our purpose. That is what we were created to do, to give him glory, to reflect him, to build his kingdom. We may be headed for dark times. We have a choice right now. Are we going to get sucked into the darkness, or are we going to shine brighter than ever? Because our light will certainly contrast that very dark world that we're living in. So remember, look at the moon today. God is on the throne. The people that have lived since the beginning of time have looked at that very same moon. Remember, God is on the throne, and may we reflect his light just as the moon reflects the sunlight. It's dark times. It's dark times. Now is the time to reflect his light. If you don't know Jesus, please message me. I would love to share with you more. Do your loved ones know Jesus? This is the time. We don't know when he's coming back. Look at that moon and remember what's truly important. The stuff that's swirling around us is not going to last forever, but our eternity with him will.